Okay, so just kind of want to touch base on what we have coming up, go over our timeline here, and then we're going to go in and talk about FBA a little bit as you're getting ready to submit step one. So step one will be due this Sunday coming up, as well as the practicum log for the first half. I've already had some of you guys submit that. I think I got that scored for you, and already it's posted in Blackboard. I try to do that as those come in, even if it's submitted before the due date. So that's what we have coming up. Then the next thing after that, which will be step two of the FBA project, will be due on October the 2nd. So we have this Sunday, the 25th, and then the following Sunday will be step two for that. And then the following week after that will be step three. So the next 3 weeks we'll be focusing on submitting information for um, functional behavioral assessment. So I'm going to stop share on that, and then I'm going to go to a different screen quickly. Okay, so I switched over to kind of the breakdown, taking right off the learning modules and looking at step one, kind of where we're at, what step one involves, to make sure we're kind of clear on that. So step one is, you started last week, is collecting data. So the first step is to collect data, fully describing and understanding some of the functions and the different forms you were going to be using. It's interview forms. So it talked about here, conduct and submit at least one interview with a parent or teacher who knows the student with targeted behavior. So your groups, you were going to do that, a behavior observation chart, ABC analysis, your frequency, duration. Okay, so you were collecting your data. After that, you are coming together with your group. Then you're going to start compiling that into one, what we call prototypical student. Okay, that you have decided on, hey, this is going to be our student after we've collected everything from our group. This is going to be our prototypical student. And we're going to now take this data that's put together for him or her, and we're going to proceed forward focusing on this one. And so everything is going to be submitted as one. You're compiling it. Everybody is going to, or one person out of your group will end up submitting the documents on behalf of your group. So I know there may be some confusion there. When you registered for your group, everything's tied. So Claire, if you're the one for your group that submits, once you submit, it's going to link you and your other group members, showing that you have a submission. And when I go in and score and grade, that score is applied to you and your team members because you're submitting one paper. That makes sense? How that's all working? Okay. So we'll make sure we're good there. I've had a couple emails just asking for clarification. So really, once everything's merged from this point on, everything you submit on the FBA and all that, it's going to be one document per group. So it's all interconnected. Okay. Claire, who is your team members on here with you? Are you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your group, where you're at now, you feel comfortable? Have you guys gotten to communicate?
Yeah, we met yesterday and we were just kind of trying to figure we all had like picked the different
Yeah,
like data sheets we were going to do, but we were
sure.
confused if each of us just picked one and we submitted that, or if we needed to do all of them
Yeah,
separate.
you're going to submit. So in your what you submit will be, you will compile it. So you're going to have an interview form, an observation chart, ABC analysis, but you're
Okay,
going to have
gotcha.
one of each. So it's the compiled information, and you're putting it in each one of those forms, and you're going to submit it as one.
Okay.
Does that kind of clarify it for you?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think we've gotten all of our data. We just were unsure of like,
Okay.
shoot, did
Yeah.
we all
So,
have to do all of those?
so,
So,
so for your group, hang on here, my file downloaded and I need to make sure it's going to the right place for the first. There we go. So you're switched on me. Hang on. So when your group submits, you're going to have multiple documents, but it's going to be one of each of those documents.
Okay.
Okay. Nicole, what about you and your group members? You have any of your team members on with us this evening?
I do not, but we met last night
Okay.
and talked about it. But then we had one group member this morning said she's dropping the class.
Really?
Yes, Leslie.
Parks?
Yeah, I believe that's her last name.
Huh. I need to reach out to her. So.
Yeah, I think there's a medical emergency.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So-
I may drop her an email. She might have sent something. My email's dinged since I've been doing the classes this evening. So perhaps it was her. So I'll reach out. So thanks for letting me know. So
Mhm.
so that drops it down to you and another individual. Is that correct?
Well, and then we had another gentleman join us. We haven't talked to him yet, but he sent an email saying he was going to join us. So there
Okay.
should be 3 of us in the group.
Okay. Okay. So that'll still leave you with 3.
Yes.
So far up to this point, are you guys on track? Understand you're going to compile it and then you'll submit a document that's going to have multiple pages, one of each of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're
Melissa.
good to go.
Okay. All right. Melissa, what about you?
We all met. Well, mostly one of our members is very active in after school activities.
Okay,
So we haven't
gotcha.
actually done more than just kind of email back and forth with him.
Okay.
But I'm still detached from probably more of observancy on my behalf. So for like part A, do each of us need to complete that and then fill it into one conglomerative when we turn it in, or will like it be like an amendment where we have 4 of those that we turn in, like these are each of our interviews?
No, you're going to turn in one document, one of each of those documents for your whole group. It's going to be submitted as one.
Okay.
So Melissa, your group, you're going to have a compiled form for the interview. So you're going to submit me one interview form. You're going to submit me one behavior observation chart, one ABC analysis, one frequency duration.
Okay. I think our group, when we planned everything out, we're just thinking that was step 2, was mushing all of our stuff into.
No, this is where step
one.
1 you're collecting. Now you're mushing everything together.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else I can clarify? This is mainly what I wanted to look at this evening to make sure, because I thought there was probably some confusion on that.
So we don't have to submit the scatter plot?
Yeah, yes, though the forms that were on there, I just pointed out that information there. Each one of those forms you have, you're going to submit that.
But one, not
One,
multiple. Okay.
not multiple, one,
All right.
one each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've been having parent teachers conference. That's why I was late.
Oh no, you're good. I knew I had some that was doing conferences, so you're fine. I expected some to maybe pop on late or be gone. So yeah, it'll be one, Tanya, one each.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we've been emailing back and forth, but we haven't actually.
Yes,
spoke
so
to
it's
each
one
other.
each. That's why I wanted to clarify
Okay.
all that this evening.
Okay. I will let her know.
Okay.
I guess it could, like on there on the frequency one, it says each member of the team must complete and submit one
Right.
the
I
form.
want you to go ahead and compile it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to, and the reason is trying to condense this down because we went from that 16-week to the 8-week. So we're having to kind of combine. So you've got it. I want you to go ahead and compile it and then go ahead and submit. Because if you look in even like in 805 a while ago, I pointed out, here we are, we're in week 5 going into week 6, and this is moving quick, and so that way it gets us step ahead. We're compiling it, we'll have it, then we can roll right into the behavior plan that accompanies it. And it's a little bit more, it's a little longer than the FBA. So that way we're not going to be crunched on time. Okay, so we're kind of actually getting a little step ahead due to time constraints. Everyone feel good about that? Okay, so we're clear. We're just going to condense it into one. Okay. Then after it's condensed, we review it, then you're going to go in and that third step or the next step after you submit this week is basically, because you're going to be a step ahead, right? We'll turn around and complete the actual functional behavior assessment form. Okay, so you're submitting your data. We're going to score it, review it, then you're going to turn around and actually you'll complete the FBA. All right. Melissa, is that clear? Or okay, I didn't know if it's my eyes. I was trying to watch your eyes. I want to make sure it wasn't muddy. Sorry, I'm not picking on you. I try to watch maybe facial act.
It's been a long day.
Hey, it has been for me too. So I'm not trying to pick on you. I try to read facial expressions too, and I'm like, maybe I'm not clear. So okay,
So we're not actually submitting step 2.
now do what?
We're not actually submitting step 2.
Okay,
I'm
let me back up.
okay. Sorry.
Actually, I'm having you go ahead and compile everything into one.
Right.
By doing that, you're actually getting ahead. Okay. So really by doing that, you're doing the second one, step 2.
Oh, okay.
That makes, see what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay.
Because going back to what I said, going from that 16 down to that 8
Right.
week, I'm doing that to try to save some time to help knowing you got to do the behavior intervention plan.
So when we submit the step 1, we're actually submitting step 1 and 2, but we're not having to put anything in the step 2 box.
There you go.
Is that right?
That's
Okay.
correct.
I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
make sure I was understanding that.
You are spot on.
Okay.
You are
And then
spot on.
we just jump right into doing step 3. Right?
After you submitted that score,
Right.
yes, we're gonna go right down to 3.
And we should have that finished up. I sent her all of my information in between parent teachers conferences. So
Okay. Nicole, are you good?
Well, because like when I went into step 2, there's a sheet to fill out. Do we have to, that's like
Not
5
for
or
this
6
week.
pages long?
Not for this week. You won't.
Not for, but for next week, we have to fill that out.
Right. To
Okay.
finish up for the
And that's under,
FBA.
and that's under step 2, correct?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. But you don't worry about it now. Just focus on compiling it and submitting the one of each on that. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Then again, as soon as we get that done, we're going to roll right into the behavior intervention plan. Okay, as I mentioned, it's a little bit more in depth, and so that will give us a little bit of time. As I was mentioning in my 805 class a while ago, Melissa, I think you were on there with us. Okay, it's going to move quick right here at the end. Okay, and it's going to be on us, and so that's why I wanted to go ahead and kind of merge step 1 and 2 back up here, knowing it will give us that little bit of extra time on the behavior intervention plan. Okay. Also on your hours, everyone see a challenge meeting those hours. I just want to check and make sure everyone's good there on your practicum hours. Really, with the way I'm going ahead and told you I would accept a lot of those other things, really achieving that 50 hours total for the semester or the 8 weeks should not be really too much of a challenge for you, because I went over that before to allow you guys to use some other areas of observation, and we mentioned that previous weeks, so it should allow you to get those 50 fairly easily over the 8-week period. So just want to make sure everyone's good with that. Okay. Is there any other question? I just want to kind of go over that, make sure we're clear, knowing what would be submitted this week, and that we're more or less merging steps 1 and 2 on that. to save some time and maybe stress right there at the end. Okay, Tanya, you good? Any questions? Okay, good. Melissa, Nicole. Okay, if you meet with your group or you converse with your group between now and Sunday and you have questions or maybe some confusion still after we met this evening to kind of provide some clarification, shoot me an email and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. So that way you have plenty of time if you need to make any type of adjustment. Okay. All right. Unless you guys have any other questions, I won't keep you long on here tonight. Just kind of, again, wanted to make sure everyone was clear on the guidelines for that. So, Tanya, you say you guys are doing conferences?
Yes, we are. That's why I
Nicole,
keep looking to see if I've got parents coming in.
Nicole, anybody else doing conferences tonight? No? Okay. We talked about that in 805 too. So I had some that were and some that don't do it until the end of the 9 weeks. So
Yeah.
okay. All right, guys. Well, hey, enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, if you have any questions between now and Sunday for that's due, just please feel free to reach out. Claire, you good on your end with your group? Okay. All
And
right.
you're gonna post 805 so I can watch it.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay.
That's why I switched over a while ago because it popped up on my screen. You probably saw it on my screen share and I was trying to make sure it's saved. But as soon as I get off here, I'm going to go over and upload
Okay.
it into YouTube. We'll create the link and I'll post it and drop it over there where I always do in the announcement
Okay.
section, and it'll send you an email. Okay.
Sounds great.
All
Because that
right.
way I can see what I missed.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening. Thank you.